My name is Samantha Williams. This is the presentation for the textual analysis of the terminal. This presentation will discuss the findings of the textual analysis of the terminal and give a brief summary of the film, classical management and human relationships approaches, as well as the methodology used to analyze the film Terminal. The Terminal was produced in 2004. It is a drama that is about a man named Victor who is stuck in the international terminal at New York City. He cannot return home to his country because of a conflict that closed its borders, and he cannot step into the United States because his passport is considered invalid. Another key character in this film is Dixon. He is named temporary director just as Victor is being brought into the airport, and he is made aware of an evaluation that will come in a few weeks that will make it so he can be a permanent director. Victor is a direct conflict to Dixon becoming permanent director of the international airport. Two approaches, management approaches that are seen in this film are the classical approach and the human relations approach. The classical approach is about modeling an organization after machines. This approach worked very well for organizations like a mining company or a factory. We believe in division of labor, bureaucracy, employees are part of a chain of command and a very obvious hierarchy. Human relations approach, on the other hand, is about people belonging, the relationship and the interactions between management and employees. The human relations approach believes that people will work better when they feel they are part of something larger. We really want to focus on analyzing the different interactions between Victor, the employees at the terminal, Victor and Dixon, as well as one specific interaction between Victor and a traveler that comes through the airport. First, we'll discuss Victor and the employees. The employees at first look down at Victor because he was a stranger, but they see his emotional turmoil and they see that he is not trying to one-up them on anything or really trying to gain anything from them. He works hard. He creates a space for himself at the terminal without being in anybody's way. And by seeing that, the employees really create this strong relationship based off shared ideals and mutual respect. They become his foundation of strength as he goes through this emotional turmoil of being stateless. The next interaction will be the interaction between Dixon and Victor. There are many different places in the film that are important to consider when thinking about the relationship here. Dixon, at first, he speaks down to Victor. He doesn't get an interpreter. He doesn't really try to get Victor to understand him. He just kind of pushes Victor out into the terminal without making a big effort to explain what is going on. He sees Victor as something that can be solved and will go away quickly. It is not until Victor starts learning how to get around the system, seeing the loopholes, he discovers that if you take the luggage baskets back to the machine, you can get a quarter, and by doing that, he earns money to buy himself food so he can eat. Victor also teaches himself English. We see Victor doing all of these things that will keep him in the terminal until he can have a court case or until his status can be brought to light. And Dixon is very frustrated with Victor because he's making assumptions that Victor is going to break the rules. He doesn't take the time to get to know Victor. He doesn't see Victor's hard work to learn English or really make a place for himself in the terminal as anything more than a nuisance, and he tries to force Victor into making a decision that will break a rule so that Dixon can have him arrested. The next interaction that's very important is the interaction between Victor and a traveler that comes from Russia. Victor lies for this complete stranger because the stranger needs to take medicine back to his sick father. And Victor, having learned English and read all of the rules and regulations, knows the loophole and lies so this man can take the medicine. This is also an important time where you see another interaction between Dixon and Victor. Dixon becomes very angry with Victor because he knows that he's lied, and he's upset that Victor has educated himself enough that he can find the loopholes, and he sees it as just causing more of a problem for himself and what he sees as the goal of the airport. Currently, our society is very involved in immigrants and refugees. This film emphasizes the red tape and bureaucracies that immigrants and refugees go through when they come into the United States, and it also shows the emotional turmoil that they can go to. This film shows Victor's culture shock, but it also shows him forcing himself to learn English. It shows him integrating into this community and the turmoil in the terminal. The terminal also illustrates the importance of nourishing the relationship. We see Victor flourishing because of these relationships that he's created and really kept healthy. We see Dixon ignoring the relationships and not seeing people as individuals but as facts and stereotypes. And in the end, he fails because he does not see the emotional side of things. The film can help the audience relate to someone in Victor's situation. There are many different characters to relate to as well. There's the employees, there are a few of the travelers. This film can create a conversation about shared ideologies, about shared beliefs, and just start a conversation about the emotional side of something that most people see as very bureaucratic. Thank you. Have a good night.